Hi, I'm Samantha Lake. I'm CFMA's Vice President of Communications and IT, and today I'm sitting down with Wick Zimmerman, the Chief Executive Officer of OTL in Anaheim, California. Wick, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, Sam, happy to do it.
Perfect. So, Wick, we're sitting down for a very special reason today. A couple of months ago, you and I were chatting about your uses of CFMA state tax law guides. And I thought you had some really great applications for the state tax law guides with your company. So, could you share with us how your company is using CFMA state tax law guides?
Sure. It's been a huge resource for us, just like all of CFMA. Our CFMA membership has been phenomenal over the years. But the state tax guide in particular, because we're in a specialty business, so we work all over the country, all over the world really, but all over the country. And so when we go into new areas or we're bidding work in an area, we go to the state tax guide as our primary reference to start with, because it's got good summary information of everything that you need to know it's a little bit of a misnomer that it's the tax guide, because there's foreign registration, how to register your company in a new state as a foreign entity, business licensing information is there, contractor license information is there, and then of course all the tax information. And what is important for us is to understand that, particularly at the stage of bidding where we may not be registered yet in an area, but we're preparing a budget or something. We need to know, hey, is there some kind of an excise tax or franchise tax or gross receipts or revenue type tax, so that we can account for that in our budgeting and bidding process. So it is the only thing I've ever seen that has all of the information in one spot. And yes, you can Google it, but it just makes it so much easier. Plus, it comes out every 2 years, and so these laws constantly change, tax laws change, and rates and so forth. So it's a phenomenal reference material.
So, when it comes to doing business in new states, will you reference these guides to kind of get an idea for certain things that might be unique to that state that you will want to take into consideration when determining if you want to do business in said state?
Absolutely. As we just talked about the rate, the tax, what types of taxes there are, how they're done, and what the requirements are for everything from sales and use tax to, like you say, franchise taxes and so forth. And all of what you need is there with reference links and places to go and so forth. So you really have everything you need there.
So what advice do you have to companies or members at CFMA that are looking to use these, but they're not quite sure? You mentioned, yes, you can Google it. So these are clearly saving your team time and money. But for people who are on the fence about this, what advice would you have for them?
It's the best investment you can make, for the dollars expended. If you put any kind of price tag on somebody's time to try to Google this information, and then who knows, I don't know if you've ever tried to do it, but I have. In the early days of our existence, I was the guy kind of doing the foreign registrations, and then, what kind of tax is there? And, Arizona, for instance, has a transaction privilege tax. It sounds simple, that the GC pays that tax, or whoever has a prime contract relationship, and then you're exempt from paying sales tax. That's not always the case. And so you Google that and you could find 2 pages of information on transaction privilege tax. You go to the state tax guide, it's all right there. The other thing that's a great resource there that's somewhat of a hidden nugget is at the end of each state or chapter is the contact information for the person who authored that state, the CFMA member. And then there's also an authority contact information that's there. So you have access to these people to get additional information. And obviously, Google doesn't give you that. So it's a lot of time saving, which results in obviously saving a lot of money and wear and tear.
Well, Wick, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. I really appreciate it.
Happy to. Love CFMA. It's been a great organization for us, and happy to do anything I can to support the cause.
And for anybody interested in CFMA state tax law guides, you can learn more by going to the website below. Thank you.